as soon as we go live. Because it could. It's done that to me. It did it to me last night. Last night I was okay. Then I hit go live, and it was like the internet goes, go fuck yourself, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keyboard Warriors, presented by RedTheWarriors.com. My name's Eddie. That's Fred Kirby. Jesse, we don't know when he's coming. He's supposed to be coming on, so who knows? But gonna be a short show. There's not a lot to talk about. Just UFC 249. I think. Oh no, there was one thing that happened. Didn't Cowboy say something about he wasn't like ready? He didn't want to fight or some shit. And people were giving him shit for that.
I don't know, man. You know, it's a pandemic right now. I've been having a little bit of a hard time keeping. I just now was seeing that Luke Thomas did a video on it. I don't know. From what I understand, it was just Cowboy being super honest. He stated time and time and time again that he gets really nervous before fights and shit like that. So I didn't listen to the whole thing, but it seemed like, just normal Cowboy shit. Like, he did seem a little overwhelmed and a little out of it or whatever. Like, but no, are any of us surprised at that? And on the same token, is anybody surprised that Cowboy admitted it? Like, that's what he does.
Yeah, I mean, he was honest about it. But here's the thing about this. You seen this? Cowboy vindicated Stephen A. Kind of get to be honest. Stephen A. was talking out of his ass. He got lucky. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Okay. Stephen A. says a lot that kind of shit about a lot of people. He was wrong about a lot of other people. He got this one right. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying like people were telling me like, well, isn't this like a bully mentality to go after Stephen A? I'm like, no. Stephen A. is trying to use this one that he got right to make everyone think he's like he knows MMA, and he doesn't, quite obviously. You know what I mean? But I know it's ridiculous with that shit, but I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like Cowboys is keeping it a buck, like you say. So
yeah, I mean he had a point. Stephen A had a point. I said that from the jump street. Like, was it annoying hearing it from him? Yeah. He's like an outsider coming into our little cult talking shit about one of our heroes. So of course we didn't love it. And he got a little fucking cute with his mouth saying Cowboy quit and shit like that. I don't, even if Cowboy's like, yeah, I did kind of quit. I think he's being hard on himself. It's hard to say you quit when you got fucking one of the best strikers in the game, thunder striking you over and over again. You didn't really quit. You got fucking beat up, man.
Yeah, no, it was bad. All right, and folks, if this shit gets all fucked up, because I can't see myself obviously, if this shit gets fucked up, just let me know.
All right? You look like you're fucking swimming with the fishes, but I can still hear you well, and we don't have no static. So that's all really that matters to me. We don't need to see your face. You're not, to be fair, nobody's tuning in for your pretty mug. As long as we can hear your voice, we're good.
Yeah, I don't blame anybody, man. I've never been known for my good looks. Anyway, let's see what we got. Still wasn't right for Stephen A to call him out. I agree on that. Yeah. I shit on Stephen A hard, so I'm walking it back. Okay, and I get what you're saying, Sean. My opinion, he got lucky getting it right. You know what I mean? I think he got lucky. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm not gonna give him credit for that. I'm not. And maybe it's because I've been watching Stephen A long enough to dislike the motherfucker on most of his takes, other than basketball. And basketball is usually on point. Everything else, you're just like, what, bitch?
I ain't giving him no credit. I just ain't coming for him. I mean, shit, he sucked my dick. He didn't point out nothing that great. He said Cowboy fucking choked. Yeah. No shit. Anybody that's been following the sport for a half a fucking week can see that. Everybody that has been following Cowboy's career knows that he does this often. I definitely ain't giving him no goddamn credit. I ain't come for him when he said it. I understand why it rubbed us the wrong way. But, and there was a few things he said that I disagreed with. But for the most part, I thought he was pointing out the obvious, low key. And Cowboy choked.
Fair enough.
He fucking did.
Yeah. That's what it is. So, bro, we shit on Stephen A so hard. Hey, believe me, we're not the only ones. People in other sports go hard on him too, especially football fans.
But you know what people don't realize is that's his fucking job. You think he's worried
on purpose?
Like that's what he does. Like I wouldn't say that he just like don't know nothing. It's not all satire. Surely he's a sports fan and he knows his shit to a degree. But he's also an antagonist. He's not an X's and O's guys. He's the guy to come there and get you riled up. Like, quite frankly, I wish I was Stephen A. That's what I want to get paid to do. I don't want to be the X's and O's guys. There are guys that can break down fights way better than me. I just want to give you fucking jarring takes and opinions that you cocksuckers find interesting or hate me for. And fuck, if enough of y'all could hate me to where I could get 6 figures for that shit, or shit, 7 figures for that shit, boy, I would have been putting on more cheese. I've been like, Cowboys pussy. Fuck it.
Stephen A. is the highest paid analyst or commentator. No, not analyst, like talking head on ESPN. Highest paid. Nobody gets paid more for talking and giving awful takes. It works out.
And one of the other, I mean, I think it's different networks now, but one of the other most highly paid guys in that realm is Skip Bayless. Another guy who does the same sort of thing, man. It's just a premium based fucking, that's what they do, man. They're there to get a rise out of you. Like people like, oh my God, Stephen A gets on my nerves. Like that's what he does.
Yeah. Aaron says he doesn't give a shit. He hates the damn Cowboys, so he loves to rub it in all the time. 100%. And he's actually a great writer. No, I know he could write. But other than that, as far as like giving takes, like who was it? Sean said he's a heel. That's his job. Be a dick.
Right.
So is what it is. All right. Honestly, the only thing we really have to talk about is fucking UFC 249. So here's the card. Let's pop it up here from I believe it's CBS.com. All right. You see it right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. The card. That's a card. The card as of now. Ryan Spann, Sam Alvey in the prelims. I mean, it's not even set up by prelims or whatever, but you got Ryan Spann versus Sam Alvey, Bryce Mitchell against Charles Rosa, Carlos Esparza against Michelle Waterson. I'm assuming it's going to be a prelim. Jacare against Uriah, probably in the prelims.
That's probably against the headliner of the prelims, I would think. That's probably the headliner of the prelims. Jacare and Uriah Hall.
Yeah. Then you got maybe, because let's see, if we go 5 fights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fight on the main card is going to be Hardy de Castro.
Oh yeah. So then Pettis Cerrone would be headlining
the main prelim. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Vicente Luque and Nico Price on there. Verdum Olenek is on there. That's gonna be a dope fight. I'm looking forward to that. And then the main card against Jorgen de Castro, which means fucking Jason's not gonna watch it. Calvin Kattar against Stevens. Francis Ngannou against Yair, right? Is that how you say Yair or Jair?
Nah. Jair.
Thank you. Jair Rosenstruik. Then Henry Cejudo against Dominic Cruz, a fight that everyone's been saying, Cruz didn't deserve a title shot. Right now, it's not about deserved. And then Tony Ferguson against Justin Gaethje in the main event for the interim lightweight title.
So let's do that. Let's get to the motherfucking elephant in the goddamn room. Let's talk about Dominic Cruz getting the title shot, because that was a fucking hot topic for everybody. Everybody was up in arms about that. He hasn't fought in 3 or 4 years. I think it was a loss. He's coming off a loss like 3 years ago to Cody Garbrandt. Is that right?
Yep.
And you know what? Let me tell you something, Jack. I don't give a fuck. They were just about to give the shot to Jose Aldo, coming off a loss 6 days ago.
Yep.
So who gives a fuck? And Jose Aldo ain't really a 35er. That was his first fight at 35. The fucking disgusting little Henry Cejudo only has, 2 fights at 35? Or no, 1 fight at 35, right? Or 2? What's he got? 2 fights?
I think he's got 1.
Fucking 1 or 2, both these pricks. Dominic Cruz is a goddamn, I was watching, I think it was Below the Belt right before this. And he got, Brendan Schaub got one of the fan questions was like, if Henry Cejudo beats Dominic Cruz after this layoff, is he the greatest bantamweight of all time? And Brendan Schaub was like, oh yeah, without a doubt. Are we all out of our fucking mind? No fucking ways not. What the fuck? Like, first off, let me also just say here, I'm fucking shot out of a can. I'm on a rampage. Let me also say this. Y'all mark this down. Take your fucking phones out. Record this. Make a GIF. Do whatever the fuck you want. Mark my fucking words. Dominic Cruz is going to beat the shit out of Henry Cejudo. Watch what I tell you.
Okay.
Watch what I tell you. Dominic Cruz, unless he has fell off the cliff in a major fucking way, Dominic Cruz is about to put some motherfucking heat to Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo is about to fight a real fucking bantamweight. I know he fucking gets hurt by a strong gust of wind, but when he is in there competing, Dominic Cruz is no motherfucking joke at bantamweight. He's a real big, fucking rangy, lengthy, very well-versed, fucking experienced, matured bantamweight. Like Henry Cejudo's about to get that fucking work, and I couldn't be happier.
There you go. Sean says, bro, I'm pulling for Cruz. I'm a fan, and he will probably lose. I don't know. I mean, we're hoping. But Cruz is a better shit talker than Conor. I love that dude. Here's the thing. There's been no buildup for this card. There's not going to be a buildup for this card. We might as well call it fight week now because there's been zero buildup. Right. Everyone's tuning in because it's the first fucking sports thing to be on TV and who knows how fucking long. So, at least in America. So, you know, there's no so you don't get Cruz talk shit. He'll talk mad shit afterwards if he wins. I mean, look, I'm pulling for Cruz, man. I like Cruz better than Cejudo.
You know what? I just thought about this. Next week, we ought to do this. Everybody watching, let's jump in somebody's mentions. Let's see if we can get 2 of these poor pricks on the show next week.
Okay.
Whoever. Like, you're right. You're right. There's going to be next to no promotion for this fight. So, I don't know. Bryce Mitchell and Charles Rosa. Fucking tag them in this video. Next Wednesday night, they come on here. They jump on here with us. They can fucking shoot their mouths off to each other. They can try to promote the fight just a fucking little bit because you're right. There's going to be next. I mean, not that it really needs it. We're all dying for some fights right now. But nonetheless, it'd be nice to at least hear these pricks shoot their mouth off to each other a little bit.
Yeah. Comment section. Everyone in the comment section. Aaron, Sean, Headkick. Who is paying? Because we're all supposed, for the most part, we're all supposedly going to be still under quarantine. Who's paying full price for this shit? Put it on there.
Nobody, right? Nobody's fucking paying. I mean, listen, I'll pay full price if the fucking streams go down. I ain't here to lie to you. I ain't got to lie. I ain't lying.
I'm with you on that.
I'm with you on that. If I have to, I'll pay for it. But short of that, who the fuck's paying for it? It's goddamn worldwide pandemic out there. You're lucky we're fucking tuning in. Get your money from ESPN, not us.
I'm with you on that for sure. I have ESPN Plus. I'll pay it. You know, I'm not. Yeah, just like you said, if my stream goes down, this is a badass card. Dana White called this probably the best card ever.
Well, let's not. You know, people always do that shit. This isn't the best card ever. Let's not get fucking crazy. Now, it's the best card. I would go as far as to say it's the best card of the modern era. I was telling Kyle about this earlier the week on Loudmouth. All due respect to Kyle, that's my fucking homeboy, but he's a bit of a newer fan. And by newer fan, I don't mean like in the last year or two, but I mean even in the last 5 or 6 years. Back in the day, in the day of the first 3 or 4 seasons of The Ultimate Fighter, and I mean, Eddie, you know this. You was around. You was outside back then. We used to, all the cards used to look like this. I know it might sound like bullshit, but it's not.
No,
they didn't have 5 cards a month. It was 1 card a month. They stacked the fuck out of it. There wasn't 500 guys on the roster. There wasn't 100 guys and girls that you did. There wasn't no broads at all. No disrespect to them, but like it was just, like 100 fucking killers. And everybody's name, it was a lot like this card. Every name, look, all these fights on here are not blockbuster, burn down the door fights, but they're names that we recognize. Not one name on this card is a name that any self-respecting hardcore does not at least recognize. Normally when we're having these UFC events, you get to one of those UFC events across seas, one of the Asian or the European events. Look, we do this podcast every week for the last motherfucking 20 years. We live and breathe this fucking sport. Short of getting paid for it, it don't get no more hardcore than us. Some of them fucking cards, I won't know who half those fuckers are. And this is all I do is watch the fucking fights, baby. But it'll be like, God damn, who the fuck are these fucking people? It didn't used to be like that. Cards used to be way deeper, like this.
Yeah, no, it was like this. And then like we used to do the previews for these things, right? And we would have I would have like a week and a half to break shit down. These days, like an event ends on Saturday. If I wanted to do a pre-fight show, which we don't do very much at all anymore because it's just too many goddamn events, like I have to get on it Sunday. You know what I mean? Because it takes time to do research on fighters and watch the previous fights and all that shit. So I used to be able to do it. I used to be able to do those pre-fight shows and have a really good video up and ready to go, or an article, depending on who was writing for at the time. Because it was like an event a month, just like you said. And the cards look this fucking dope. Don't get used to this, folks. This is like a one-time, maybe two-time thing because we're trying to catch up. So they're gonna do May 9th. And actually, I got a couple comments here. Gods is like, "What's up, Gods?" He says, "Allegedly, I'm not paying. I'm with you." Aaron says, "I'm having a couple friends over. Dallas opens up on 5:15. What is on 5:09, bro? So be careful, all right? I usually do, but it's like I just want the sport to survive. I'm with you. Remember, guys, Dallas is opening it back up full on 5:15, which will be what 6 days prior? No, it's on May 9th, right?
Yeah, I think it's on May 9th.
5:15 is after.
It's not this Saturday, like not 4 days from now, but fucking that next Saturday we're fucking in.
Yeah, no, it's you're I'm gonna figure that one out, dude. Just don't get caught, I guess. I don't know. That Dak Prescott had the cops call on him, I think, the quarterback for the Cowboys. And Aaron, it was one of the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure it's Dak. They called the cops and shit because he had a bunch of people at his house allegedly. Anyway, but yeah, dude. So they're gonna have May 9th, they're gonna have May 18th, they're gonna have May 16th. 3 cards in a row. He says he's trying to catch up, so they're back on track by June, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, this is getting kind of crazy. Yeah, he had 10 people over. Yeah, he did. He was all pissy about it too. So I'm like, shut up, Dak. Just fucking own up. Robert said, this card I just see it first time because didn't want expectations, but it looks dope. I'm telling you, boys, my MILF count under quarantine is insane. Are you like pool boying it up or something? Are you gonna run around cleaning pools and messing with housewives and shit? What's up, bro?
Yeah, what does that mean? I know you have to fucking let me in. What are the MILFs out there fucking needing snake or what?
Ask Jackson about the island, Epstein's Island.
Oh, Jesus fucking
You seen that shit?
Yeah.
I've heard about that. They were like, it's Epstein's Island. I'm like, bro, if they do that shit on Epstein's Island, like, if that's legit, I want like a video crew to go there and like document putting this shit together.
I don't give a fuck, man. I could care less.
Yeah. Nah, that's what it is, man. All right. So based off this card, and I know Robert just saw it right now, and he said, it looks dope and everything. What are you expecting from this card? Do you think we're gonna have like a firefight, like people trying to finish everybody, or we're gonna have like a decision machine all over the place? Like, what do you think?
You know what's interesting, man? I was thinking about that today, and I have no fucking idea.
Right.
I don't know whether people are going to come out guns a-blazing, super excited to be the first ones to kind of get back to it, or if people are going to come out super fucking gun shy because it feels like it's weird because they haven't done it for a while. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm hoping they come out guns a-blazing, but I was wondering like, who on this card is going to have that weird performance where, like, I feel like somebody on this card is going to really shit the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody that you would think would win a fight, and they're going to come out and just look like shit because we're going through this whole thing right now. You have to be pretty mentally strong to just put all this to the side and then go compete. I mean, people aren't really doing nothing right now. This is a very strange thing, and trying to compete during this, like some people will be able to, but others, I can just see getting in there and just really shit in the bed. Like, for instance, I would pick Jacare to beat Uriah Hall.
Yeah.
I would assume that for all intents and purposes, I'm assuming that Jacare should win that fight. But we don't fucking know how this whole thing has affected Jacare. Has anybody in his family died? Is any of his friends sick? Has he been able to train? Does he even give a fuck? Is he just flying in to get a paycheck? How the fuck is he even getting here? Is he in Florida already? I guess I'm assuming him and Fabricio probably. I don't assume they're coming from Brazil.
Jacare?
Yeah, Jacare.
Jacare's in Orlando.
Okay, good. But obviously, that's what I figured. But yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of questions, man. How, and we just have no idea how any of these people are handling the situation right now. Who's seen an interview with anybody lately?
Right.
You know, what I mean? Normally we'd have 20 fucking interviews on Fight Week. I haven't heard from any of these fucking people. I don't know how Jeremy Stevens is handling this. I don't know how fucking Vicente Luque is handling this. I don't know who's doing mentally well.
I have a question on that. Here's something I've been thinking about lately. So the other day, Dana White came out. For folks, we only have like a little bit left to go because I actually got to run soon. Dana comes out and says, fucking the media is gonna start letting people go, right? UFC's not letting anyone go. The media's gonna start letting people go though. My first thought was, okay, no one's doing interviews and shit. Like, what? Oh fuck me! I forgot my fucking point. I'm so beat, dude. Goddamn, what was I thinking? It was like not reporters and shit, but goddamn.
I'm throwing off.
Whatever. It'll come back. It'll come back.
John got me over here. He talking about the old hoes and Bumble and shit. He's got me all thrown off, son. It's I'm
Okay, I'll pick up on that in a second.
uh,
Dana was on ESPN today. Said that I was being prepared. I'm gonna remember what I thought in a second. I know it.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly hope no fighters come out sick from it. If a fighter comes out sick from this shit, dude, like, well, this is bad news all around.
Oh yeah, if one fighter gets sick,
Just
we're gonna shut this whole thing back down for at least another month or two. Like it's like make no.
And Dana's gonna get.
Make
sorry,
no.
Dana's gonna get destroyed.
Yeah. Well, right. Make no mistake about it. They're taking a big risk here. They're taking a big risk here. Like they need this to go perfectly. If one person catches this shit or has it, and the test says that they're negative and they happen to be positive, and then they compete and talk to Dana, and 3 or 4 other people come out of it with it, it's a wrap. This thing has to go off with no fucking problems whatsoever, or it's a wrap.
No, it'll be bad, dude. 100%. To be honest, I want the card. I want the card on. For me, they can even roll on the ground for 15 minutes. Hey, I've been watching Submission Underground, dude. That thing was dope. But that's the one thing I'm happy about. We're not gonna hear any woos, and we're not gonna get any fucking assholes. It's stand him up 2 seconds into a fucking takedown. Aaron says, as a fighter, wouldn't it be almost like you're sparring at the gym? Totally self-mental warfare. I wonder.
Yeah, well, just not having your other training partners available to you. I mean, this is going to be a very unique thing, man. Somebody's going to come out on this card and they're not going to look right. So I will tell you that as we're looking at these matchups and we're like, oh, well, Henry Cejudo might do this and Tony Ferguson might do that and Greg Hardy might do this and Anthony Pettis. I mean, maybe, but we have got to that's assuming. We're in a different world now, man. We don't know how these guys and girls have been training, how they've been cutting weight. We kind of have no fucking idea what's going to show up in Jacksonville, Florida, what they're going to look like, and where, especially like Uriah Hall is another one. Mentally, he's been known, he's one of those guys that some fights he shows up, some fights he don't. With all this other shit going on, what Uriah Hall shows up, he might show up and look like a world beater, and he might show up and look like absolute shit and get destroyed.
Yeah, who knows, dude? All right, so I remember what I was gonna say. So Dana White talking about, I don't tell the media anything, I don't say that shit. Do you think it's possible that Dana White, because I mean, fighters are at home, right? They could do interviews on this shit right here on StreamYard, on YouTube, whatever, Zoom. I have a feeling Dana White's told the fighters not to talk to the media. Do you think that's possible?
Maybe. No, not really, because I have seen a few fighters here and there, and then I mean, at the end of the day, you can only control that shit so much. They're gonna, like, what are you gonna do? Like, cut fighters right now? Like, it feels like it'd be pretty futile to try to prevent fighters from doing interviews. I just think it's a really weird time, right? I mean, you've seen some fighters do interviews. Brett Akamoto's doing his thing. Ariel's been doing his thing with DC. You've seen some people do a few things, but in general, look, if Dana White actually gets this shit up and running, these 500 fucking fighters he's got under contract doing a fucking podcast here and there is probably the last thing he wants to try to be able to control. Fuck it. Do whatever you want. Maybe like a Conor McGregor or something. He might be like, yo, chill, bro. But as far as, Carla Esparza or fucking Fabricio or Ryan Spann, he probably don't give a shit what those fucking, he's got big fucking fish on the fryer right now. All he's probably thinking is, don't fucking contract that disease. Don't fuck me. Like, say whatever you want. Don't be out fucking around and catch that shit and bring it down here and ruin this whole thing for everybody.
Right. Now, you know what I was thinking about? People have been calling MMA media an enemy of the sport because they've been saying this event shouldn't go down. I don't feel that they're the enemy of the sport. I think people like writers are just calling it the way they see it, right? But fans of the sport are going to side with whoever says what they want to hear, right? So there's fans that go, oh, this shouldn't happen. It's irresponsible. They're going to side with that writer. You know what I mean? And be like, this is great writing and shit. If you hate that, you want an event to actually go down, you're going to call that guy an enemy of the sport.
Right.
What do you think of that? This whole, because it's kind of turned into like Dana White versus the media, or, some fans versus the media. This is happening, mind you, outside of sports for sure. And it's been happening, but it's intensified like a motherfucker now. But I mean, we've never had this in MMA media. You know what I'm saying? Where you have versus, like, people like MMA media is getting hated on finally. Like if you look on Twitter, a bunch of these writers are like, I don't know where the fuck this shit's coming from. I'm getting a bunch of like way more hate than normal. What do you think of that?
I mean, the idea that the MMA journalists or writers or reporters are trying to sabotage the sport, I think, is a little goofy.
It's ridiculous, right?
I mean, it's literally how they fucking make their money. I don't think they want the sport to not do well. Look, man, it's just like everything else, right? It's just like the news right now with this COVID thing. I don't think the news necessarily enjoys reporting bad news.
Right.
That's just what sells, man. Sex sells. So they're trying to get a bunch of they're just trying to do their little stupid thing. Is it fucking ethical or morally right? Not really.
That's
But
the question, right?
I get why they're doing it. They just want numbers. Like the writers aren't like, oh, let me see what I can do to take down the UFC today. If the UFC fucked up and something's not right, or they're doing something improperly, and the writers can expose that, and they can get people coming to their site or their Twitter or whatever the fuck, like that. They're not. It's never personal, baby. It's always just about the money and about them trying to do their thing. Like they're just looking for an angle,
right? 100%. All right, just a few more minutes here, folks. I got something that I got to do in a little bit here, actually, like ASAP. I got something I got to do, but if I have time afterwards, I'll jump back on and do like a Wednesday night fucking hangout. If you guys want to shoot the shit and keep on going in the comment section, but just for now, we only got a few minutes left. All right. Oh, okay. Let's go with Sean real quick. It's insane. I've been having hoes show straight to the crib. It's unusual. We do FaceTime, they show up. Hoes on Bumble. It's turkey shoot, boys. Hoes is bored. And hoes ain't getting nothing right now. So if you want to go fishing, there you go.
It's a good point. I mean, you're risking everything. We're not even supposed to be within 6 feet of each other. You got these fucking hoes breathing all over you. I hope they're not getting the roadies. But listen, I mean, it's not the worst way to go.
You can get a CD, you can get the Rona. Who knows? God says, what percentage of a chance do you guys give this card actually going down? Sean goes with this 70-30. What do you think?
That's a good question. I tell you what, man, with this card, I'm about 90-10. I've completely came around at this point, man. I think they, listen, they're doing it in Florida. Florida's fucking wild. The WWE ran an event there. So if I see no reason why it wouldn't happen now. I mean, hell, May 1st, 2 days from now, Ohio, the state that I'm in, is going to start slowly opening things up. This will be a week after that. And Florida's ignorant as fuck anyways. So by then in Florida, I'm sure that, you know what I mean? Like, I have no idea. Now, will it go off without a hitch is a whole different fucking ball of wax. That's the question. Like, I think probably 90 to 95%. Like, this thing is going to happen this time. It might, some of these fights might fall through at the last minute. A few things might get a little dicey. We might end up on ESPN Plus or whatever the case may be. But an event will happen. Now, will anybody be sick? What all happens afterwards is up for debate. But for me, 90-95%. What do you think? Like, do you think there's any chance this doesn't happen at this point?
I do, man. I think oh fucking hell, it just ended the goddamn thing I was gonna do. All right. Well, then I can stay on for as long as I want now. All right, we got time now, folks. Sorry about that. Yeah, dude, they fucked. All right, whatever. Fuck it. I think it's gonna be. I like 70-30. I like 60-40 better. And the only reason I say that is because you never know who's gonna fly in at the last second, try to stop this shit. Is Mickey Mouse gonna show up, try to stop this shit? You know what I'm saying? Is the government gonna be like, hey, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna happen?
that's the thing. I think the reason that Mickey Mouse came in last time is because the governor showed up. The governor of California made a call and was like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, the governor of Florida is like, fucking A, we'd love to have you down here. Like, that's the major difference. That's why I think this thing's going to happen. Before, they were trying to go to an Indian reservation. It was really greasy business before. Now, they're doing it at a real venue. There will presumably be real medical. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty confident that this event's going to happen. Now, the event 3 days later, and then another one 4 days after that. Again, let's hold our fucking britches here and see what happens with this first one. All that's up for debate. This event, May 9th, I am quite sure will happen.
There we go. Yeah, no, I'm hoping it happens. I really am hoping it happens, but I just think there's a chance someone swoops in last second and says, fuck all that. You know what I mean?
If they were anywhere else other than Florida, I would agree with you. But in Florida, I don't think so, Jack. Them motherfuckers are wild.
Yeah. But they're fucking insane. They stormed the beaches in the first chance they had. Aaron, college football is thinking about conference games, maybe a bowl game. Sports going to engage in NFL and NCAA football. We better enjoy 240 to be the last until early 2021. I think that's a possibility. I think it's very possible, especially if someone gets sick. If someone gets sick, wrap it up, motherfuckers. Endeavor can eat a dick on all their fucking on all their fucking yeah, all their debt. They can eat a dick at that point. They can be in real trouble. Dana White trying to sit there like, it's not about money, bitches. We about money. We're not stupid. I have a feeling the fighters have been working or doing work, and the card will be pretty good. I fucking hope you're right. I have a feeling some of them haven't, but does it really matter? I mean, we just want to see these guys go in, right? I guess guys and girls. True, but it doesn't really matter until guys getting over 40. Lots of guys have made title runs in the late 30s. Most of them have been heavyweights, like higher weights, maybe. I don't know about the younger guy, the smaller weights. I don't know. I have to look at the stats. Let's see. I work for the government, so I've been working nonstop. Gosh, I'm essential, so I'm with you. Saying the car shouldn't happen is an opinion. They're all gonna watch anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? No. Don't get it twisted. Everyone's gonna watch. Everybody's gonna watch. Everyone. Luke Thomas said it shouldn't happen. He's gonna watch. Any writer, any actual journalist that does that, like that, they're gonna watch. They're gonna watch. You were gonna watch. I'm gonna watch. I don't think it's a smart idea, and I'm still gonna watch. I mean, you know, like I'm in that party of, look, should it happen? Probably not. But if they're gonna do it, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh,
I mean, bottom line.
Yeah, for sure. Make no mistake about it. I'm definitely fucking watching. What the fuck? I'm dying for some fights. I just, look, man, like everybody else, I'm fucking confused about this shit. I don't know exactly how all this is going to shake out. So, I mean, but you know what, man? Look, at the end of the day, fuck it, go for it. Like, I'm assuming and hoping that they have some sort of COVID testing there. If Joe Rogan is able to do tests before his podcast, again, I would imagine the UFC and Dana White can round up 20 or 30 tests, or 50 or 100 for all those fucking folks. So at some point, you got to give it a whirl, man. Just try to do it as safe as possible, and let's see what happens. Fuck it. Let's roll the dice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, fuck, why not?
Everybody involved wants to do it. You know what I mean? Like, all the fighters want to do it. Like, most of the people watching want it. We're all, we understand the risk, but everybody wants it to happen. So fuck it. Let's just do the damn thing.
Right. MMA isn't politics. Right. But you can politicize anything. All right. You know who's an expert at that? Fucking politicians. They politicize everything and anything they could possibly fucking do. I mean, look, that's just reality, dude. I get it. Sports shouldn't be politicized. But the second Colin Kaepernick kicks a fucking knee, Cheeto and Power fucking comes out and says he's anti-flag, which is not at all what it was about. That's called politicizing it. So I get what you're saying. It isn't politics. It shouldn't be politics. It can be politicized. At this point, some writers are doing it, and that's just the nature of the game. Millions of people working, grocery shop workers hopefully won't have a break. We need this toilet rolls. I'll tell you what, that's one thing that's been tripping me out. I want to see the numbers. I keep having this thing up. I want to see numbers on far as grocery store workers, and I don't want to turn to the COVID podcast. We did it last time, but I want to see the numbers on grocery store workers getting sick. You know what I'm saying? Because like I deal with, I go to grocery stores all the time, not just to shop, but I have to deal for work and shit. I'm masked up and everything. They're all masked up too. But like, if I'm a grocery store, I probably don't release that, right? Otherwise, they're gonna shut my shit down. I mean, look at meat plants. Tyson's freaking out, or Tyson Meats is freaking the fuck out, which I think is bullshit. But still,
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm in no way a conspiracy theorist on any of this, and I don't know what it's like in any of y'all cities or towns. But I tell you what, bro, here, fast food places haven't shut down one day, not 1 hour.
no.
McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, goddamn it, KFC, they've been fucking humming the whole time. If this shit was remotely spreadable on paper cash or by touching each other, like everybody would have this shit in my city. Like I don't know, man. Like I just I have no idea, bro. Like the next 2 or 3 months on Earth are going to be so fucking interesting because it's just like I can't call it. I don't know whether in 3 months we're going to be fucking shooting each other over corn on the cobs, or if everything's going to basically be back to normal. Like, there clearly everything's going to be a little weird for a while, but by July or August, we could be at a point where international flights are back open and we're slowly but surely having people back. Like, it's so hard to tell. There's no way to know what's going to fucking happen next. That's why, in a long-winded roundabout way of saying, I'm really okay with them doing this show. At a certain point, we got to fucking jump back in the pool. And I mean, even if it does backfire on us, then we can stop and say, okay, we got to wait for a lot longer or something. But at a certain point, we got to kind of see what the fuck is doing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. All right. I got a few more minutes here to go, folks. Apparently they're doing this. They put it back on. I'm getting back and forth here. All right. Going to go some more comments and we'll call it a show here. Jesse didn't show up. I don't know why. Hose, fishing. I'm telling you, I have a couple ladies coming over for $249. Hey, do you, Brian? Stop.
That's how you fucking do it, son.
Hey, yeah. Hey, as long as y'all can hear me, that's fine, right? Fucking hell. I do look like James Bond in GoldenEye, though.
I can hear you.
Sure. Yeah. That's at this point, I'm good with that. With the way the internet's been, fuck it. Tony versus Justin is gonna be amazing. Will be amazing. It will be a Tony stoppage in the second round. All right. To finish the fucking show tonight, everyone in the comment section, me and you, Fred, let's go ahead and I'll pop this card back up real quick and just call her the top 5 fights is usually the main card, right?
Yep.
So let's predict. I know we're both awful at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First fight, Greg Jorgen. The picking to win.
Greg Hardy and Castro.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm picking Castro because I want to see Greg Hardy take a beating. I never pick with my head; I always pick with my heart. That's why I'm shitty with this. So I'm here for Greg Hardy to take that ass whooping, and each time he fights, I'll be tuning in, rooting for the other dude to finally give him the beating he deserves until he eventually gets it.
There you go. Sorry, real quick, because I totally agree with this. Let's not get this twisted though. Dana ain't doing this to be a COVID hero. This is all about contracts and money. Fucking cool. Are we playing? Aaron's picking Hardy. ELC's picking Castro. I'm taking Hector as well on this one. Next fight is Calvin Kattar against Jeremy Stephens. I'm going Jeremy Stephens. I'm the same as Fred. I pick with my heart, not my head. And Jeremy Stephens is the bad motherfucker. Who you picking?
Oh God, what a good fucking fight! This is almost one of those fights that I'm annoyed, or not annoyed, but like it almost is a shame to see it happen now because it's such a weird circumstance. Like I hope that both these guys come in with their heads screwed on right because I think Calvin is it Kattar? Is that how you pronounce it?
Kattar, I think.
I think Calvin Kattar is probably the hotter of the two and the more hotter prospect, so to speak. But Jeremy Stephens, look, I think this is one of those fights where it depends on how Calvin Kattar decides to fight. Right. I think if Calvin Kattar comes out and fights like he normally does and gets in a firefight, good luck with that, man. Jeremy Stephens, there's a blueprint to beating Jeremy Stephens, but you need to follow that blueprint. If you get in there and you start slugging with him, good luck with that. So I'm picking Jeremy Stephens because I think Calvin Kattar is going to try to get cute, and Jeremy's not the right guy to do that with.
I'm with you on that. Let's see what we got here. Sean's taking Hardy. God says Stevens. Headkick gave us all his picks. Hardy, Cater, Rosenstrike, Cejudo, and Gaethje. I met Stevens, so Stevens. There you go. See, little heathen, Cater, and UFC can't decide the fight. All right, yeah, and I already said I'm taking Stevens. All right, next fight up: Francis Ngannou versus Yair Rosenstrike. I think Ngannou is going to come in with a lot of like confidence. I mean, they both are, but I think people are like hoping that Ngannou wins. I mean, everyone kind of wants to see Ngannou as champion, or at least fight for the belt again, or for the first time. Mm-hmm. No, he already fought for the belt. Yeah, so I take Rosenstrike to ruin the fucking party, straight up. Who are you picking?
Again, I don't it's so hard to pick these fights because I just don't know where anybody's at mentally. I'm gonna pick Ngannou because I feel like Jair lost most of the fight to Overeem before landing that fucking massive whatever left right hand it was that blew fucking Overeem's lip apart. Like, and Overeem is, pretty long in the tooth at this point. So, I haven't seen enough from Rosenstrike yet. I'm going to go ahead and just, it's hard to, I'm not going to get cute. I'm going to go with Francis Ngannou at this point. For now, we'll see.
Robert makes a good point. It's heavyweight. It's 50-50.
Right. There's that too as well.
Yeah. All right. Co-main event for the belt, bantamweight belt. Henry Cejudo against Dominic Cruz. I'm going with the Dominator, man. Dominic Cruz going to take this shit, get his belt back, and throw a big-ass wrench in all this shit. What do you think?
Same. I mean, look, I know you got to go, so I don't want to make this too long-winded, but
no, go ahead.
For all of me, how does Henry Cejudo win this fight?
I mean, Cruz can fucking Cruz can fucking wrestle too. So
right
with hands, I don't think so.
Right. For me, it comes down to how does Henry Cejudo win this fight? He beat Marlon Moraes because Moraes gassed big time. Moraes was fucking him up in that first round. He clipped TJ and he won a real close fight with DJ. I'm telling you, I think Henry Cejudo is one of the more overrated fighters of all fucking time. Bantamweight is not where he needs to be. He's a natural flyweight. Again, unless Dominic is just, he hasn't fought in 4 years, so let me not get too fucking cute here. We don't know what's going to show up. But if Dominic is fucking 70% of what he used to be, I just don't see how Henry Cejudo beats him. He's not going to hold him down and out wrestle him. He's just not big enough to do it. If Dom was littler, then maybe, but with Dom's size and his height advantage and the leverage and him knowing how to use all that shit, yeah. And he's not going to outstrike him. I don't give a fuck what he did to TJ Dillashaw. And maybe I'm wrong. That's why we have the fights. Maybe the cute little disgusting prick will come out and he actually will knock out Dominic Cruz. But for me, looking at it now from the outside, I just don't fucking see it.
Right. No, I'm with you. All right. And then main event, Tony Ferguson against Justin Gaethje. This is this is about like the weirdest thing because I don't want to see it. I don't care about not that I don't care about the fight. I mean, I watch it and it's cool and everything. But I think like fucking hell, just wait till fucking, Khabib can fight again. Like, why are we pushing it? That being said, I also like this one to spoil the party. And I think Justin Gaethje is going to take this belt and everyone can forget about Khabib Ferguson.
You know what, man? I kind of agree with you. And again, Tony's another one of these guys. I may be looking into this way too much, but I feel like after this, we're going to hear a lot of these stories. Tony Ferguson, and I'm not fucking being cute at all. The dude's not playing with a full deck. All right, listen, let's have a real serious conversation about this for a minute. All bullshit aside, all jokes aside, Tony Ferguson's a strange dude. His wife, what was that, last year or something like that, year and a half ago, where he was having some serious, real life sort of mental issues where he was like doing some very strange things to the point where his wife was like calling the police and very afraid for Tony. So like all joking aside, Tony Ferguson is not mentally the most, astute of people. This sort of thing like this is the type of thing that could cause somebody like Tony to have some really strange, severe anxieties and just weird sort of paranoias about what's going on. Now, I'm not saying that's happening, and I fucking hope it's not, but I just see Tony being susceptible to something like that, where Justin Gaethje, on the other hand, all due fucking respect, I feel like he's fucking too stupid to know the difference. Like, I feel like he's just like, I feel like Justin will come in and fight the way he always does. I just feel like he's not pontificating about all this shit. And he's just going to come in with his nose down. You know, I can see Tony Ferguson getting wrapped up in a whole 5G conspiracy,
Yeah.
getting bugged out over it. And I can see Justin Gaethje not thinking twice about that and just fucking eating his little kale salad and being focused on knocking the shit out of Tony Ferguson. So for all that, I'm picking Justin Gaethje too. I just think he's probably in a better spot mentally. All things being equal, let me say this too. Sorry to cut you off, but let me
Go ahead.
too. All things being equal, I pick Tony Ferguson to win this fight. If everything was normal, I pick a late third, fourth round submission by Tony Ferguson. I think he takes an early onslaught. Justin gets tired. Tony Darce chokes him in the fourth round or something. But with this shit being the way it is, I think Justin's going to fuck around and knock him out in the first round or two. He's going to clip him. He's going to hurt. I mean, we've seen, who was it? Lando Venata fucking hurt Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those sort of deals, but Justin finishes the deal.
Yeah, and I agree with Teo. He says the MMA gods are cruel. Hence, Gaethje will win, and cancel could be Tony for good.
Yeah,
probably.
I agree, man.
All right, man. Anything else you want to throw out here before we get out of here?
No, that's it, man. We got a quick show in next week if you want. If we'll see what's happening, but we'll go in depth a little more on each fight
for sure,
and what we think is going to happen, and we'll see if John Jones or anybody does anything wild for now. Then.
Yeah. All right, folks. Hey, shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight. Appreciate the hell of you guys. Sorry for the short show. Got shit going on. Shout out to Gods, Head Kick, ELC, Teo, Sean, Aaron. Stay safe out there in Dallas. Do you crazy asses want to open this shit up? Just willy-nilly and shit. Robert, shout out, dude. Appreciate you tuning in. Who else we got that I missed? Everyone that tuned in, you guys are dope as fuck. So we appreciate it. All right, we'll catch you guys next week for a much longer, more in-depth episode of Keyboard Warriors, and hopefully Jesse will be here. So for myself, Jesse, Fred, good night. Good night, Wilshire. And Chicago.